I think you're lying, Michelle. There's nothing wrong with your eyes. You're just looking for an excuse to get away from here, aren't you?
I don't know why you would say that.
You don't? Really? You have no idea?
Danny, there's something wrong with my eyes. I'm going to my brother's because he needs to be there in case something happens. I'm scared about this. I thought you understood that.
You want to know something scary, Michelle? To you? If I hadn't taken you to the hospital last night, I would have been arrested.
Arrested?
The FBI was waiting at the docks for that little shipment I told you about. My mother seems to think that you had something to do with it.
How could they do this to me? How could they lie to me every day of my life?
Calm down. Tell me what you're talking about.
Who lied
to you?
Oh, my parents. I was adopted. So they...
No, all right, come over here and sit down, all right? Let's take a deep breath and calm down.
God, everything I am, everything I was, it's all gone. I'm nothing, sweet. I'm not true. I'm not true, Jake.
Of course you are. Of course you are. Don't be silly, okay? Honey, please. What? You just got this today?
It's a letter from my mother's friend. And it's right there. It's right there. You see how they're gonna give her a good home and a chance at a better life, you see?
Yes, I see.
And you see, I'm not Daddy's girl, you see? I'm nothing.
Stop. Yes, you are. You're wrong, honey. You're wrong, all right? That is so not true. Stop it.
I don't want any recreation today.
Not even a round of golf?
You come to rescue me. Just in time. Go away, Ross.
Well, I want to talk to you.
I don't want to talk. I want to be alone.
Well, I can't do that. Because you're going to need representation to get out of this place.
I don't need anything. I want to be alone.
You don't believe that any more than I do.
I don't want an attorney. I don't want to go home. I want to stay here.
Yeah, that's the rumor. That's what I heard. But I could not believe that you were going to give up.
Well, you should believe it because it's true. So please go. Why do you stay here?
I was just thinking that I have known you longer than most anybody else, and I have seen you work through absolute nightmares.
This is a little different.
Yeah, I suppose it is, but you see, I'm here because I believe in you. And I think the Holly I know is waiting to come back. I'm just here to give her that chance.
My God, he knows, and he's going to use Shane to expose Dolly.
Just where are you going with this line of questioning, Mr. Warren?
Your Honor, I'm just trying to show what kind of people Josh Lewis and Reva Shane really are. How they drove my client to perpetrate each of these crimes. How they drove her through their immoral machinations to this madness.
That's not true!
Young man, may I remind you this is a court of law.
But he can't talk about my parents like that!
Please take your seat and answer the question.
But he's lying!
I don't want to have to ask you this again.
I'm sorry to upset you, Shane. I didn't mean to. But you have to admit there may be a thing or two you don't know, huh? You okay to answer some more questions?
I'm fine.
Okay, good. Now, do you know a cousin Dolly?
Sure I do.
Has she ever visited you?
Once.
Why only once?
Because she lives in Europe.
Where is she now?
She went back.
She went back. I see. Have you ever visited her there?
No.
Well, how do you know she lives there?
Because my parents told me.
And your parents wouldn't lie to you, would they, Shane?
No, they wouldn't.
Now, tell me something. What did Cousin Dolly look like?
She was pretty.
Did she look a lot like your mom?
Stop this. Stop it right now.
Order in the court. Please refrain from another outburst like that, Miss Shane, or I will have you removed from this courtroom.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but my son had nothing to do with the crimes that woman committed.
Please sit down.
Just ask me any question you want. Just leave him out of this.
Take your seat now, or I will have you held in contempt. Do you understand, Miss Shane?
Reva, that's enough. Let it go.
How can you ask me to let this go? You know where this is headed, Joshua. If we don't stop them, they're going to destroy our family.
Your Honor, I think we could all use a recess about now. Unless, Doris, you have any objections.
I have no objection.
Young man, you may step down. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, at this time we will recess for 1 hour.
All rise.
I'm sorry, Mama. I couldn't let him say those things about you.
It's okay.
I'm really sorry.
You did fine, son.
Really?
Yes.
You sure did.
We're very proud of you.
Yes, we are.
This is it.
It's a gamble, but I think we've got to go for it, man.
Wait a minute, what kind of a gamble? What does this Cousin Dolly have to do with me or any of this?
Cousin Dolly is your ticket to freedom.
Cassie, would you mind looking after Mara and Shane for a minute? You said that we have to do it. Sure. I didn't just come out and tell Blake everything.
It's
I didn't
okay,
do that.
Cassie. Whatever Ben thinks he knows about Dolly, we'll deal with it.
You know me, Alan. I don't like surprises. Will you just tell me what's going on, please?
Josh engineered the cloning of his own wife.
Alan, please. This is me standing here. Just tell me what's going on here. Cut to the chase, please. The truth.
I'm telling you the truth. I met her. I talked with her, and she told me how she came to exist.
And you really believe this happened?
Did you see how upset Reva was when Shane was about to testify? Now, if this is a hoax, why was she so nervous, huh?
Wait a minute. Is this the big secret that you and Ben have been trying to keep from me?
Annie, Josh was insane with grief when he thought that Reva had died.
Oh, my God. He loved her enough to make a copy of her. He loved her that much?
Yes, he loved her that much.
And if you think we're going to let you grill our son up there on the stand, you're crazy.
You can tell that to the judge, Miss Shane.
Put me on the stand. I'll answer any questions you have about any member of our family.
Well, that's a very nice offer. But you know, I find children so honest. They have this incredibly charming way of telling the truth.
Unlike you.
I know what the truth is, Miss Shane, and I believe your son's answers will lead me directly to what I am seeking. And if he can't do it, then your daughter will.
Just stay away from our kids.
You know, you do have the power to stop this right now. You just have to decide what's more important. Punishing Annie or protecting your children from your lies.
No one else knew about that shipment, Michelle.
Well, someone had to know besides me, Danny.
It was the first time. It was the first time that I ever told you anything about the family business.
And so your mother just,
told you that I went to the FBI with the information. That's great. She must be really getting desperate to get rid of me.
She's looking for answers, Michelle.
Why would I do something so stupid? Why would I do something so stupid the first time that you confided in me? I can't even believe that you're accusing me of something like
Let me
this.
tell you something. If you did do anything so stupid, Michelle, I don't know if I could ever forgive you.
How could they do this to me? How could you do
Drew,
this to me?
you know, I think they were just trying to protect your feelings.
You're right.
Yes, to keep you from hurting the way you're hurting now.
I don't care. There's no excuse. You don't hold something like this from someone's life, Selena.
Maybe they tried to tell you.
Yeah.
If they did, I wasn't in the room.
I mean, maybe they started and they just didn't go through with it because they love you too much.
That's love.
Yeah, you know it is.
Look, I think if I had been your mother, I would have done the exact same thing. Because deep down inside, I wouldn't have wanted to share you with anybody.
Yeah.
You know, not even your birth mother. I would want you all to myself.
I mean, it was a choice, but it was a tough choice.
It was my choice, Buzz. It was my choice, you know? I mean, how would you feel if I dropped this on you? How would you feel if I took away your background, if I wiped out your identity, everything?
Well, I think I'd feel like I still had everything because I knew my family loved me. I'd know my parents loved me.
You're right, if that's even true anymore. I don't know.
You saying you don't think your parents loved you?
No, you have to get off that right now, okay? One lousy letter and that wipes everything else out? No. Now, you can't go around judging people and assuming the worst of anybody until you have all the facts, Drew.
They loved me.
Yes.
I know they loved me. I mean, they loved me, right?
Yes, they
What am I doing? I mean, why didn't I think about this before? This could be just some kind of mistake.
I think what you need to do is get back on your feet, Holly, and start fighting. The way you did when you came back to town and you took over WSPR. Do you remember that?
That's before Roger came back into my life. It always comes back to him, doesn't it? That's why Fletcher left me and took Meg. He thought I cared more about Roger than about my husband and my baby.
You're never going to be happy until you can come to grips with your feelings about me.
My feelings are my own. You let me deal with them.
Well, I sure hope you can, because they're damaging you.
This has nothing to do with me, everything to do with you. What you did was horrible. And you have to live with it. But you can't, so you want me to forgive you. Well, I won't. So you're the one who has to deal with his feelings.
See? You're running away again.
Oh, Roger. Stop acting like a child. You may have survived the fall from the cliff, but you're older now.
Come on, Holly. Admit that you miss the old days, the good times before things got all crazy.
No, I don't.
No. See, you can't admit it, because then you'd have to admit that you don't hate me. Come on, Holly. Tell me that you don't hate me.
Well, you want me to lie?
Or I'll jump.
Why, what difference does it make what I feel? It never did before. You've always been the center of your universe. I mean, look at you. You're still acting like a little boy who hasn't gotten what he wants.
Tell me, or I'll jump.
No. Get down, Roger.
You know, there's a fine line between love and hate. I wonder on which side we'll fall.
Oh, Roger, the suspense is just killing me. I don't think I can take it anymore.
Hey, oh!
Holly, you still with me? Did I lose you there for a minute?
I was lost before you came here. I wish I could remember how it all started to happen.
How what all started to happen?
My mix-up. It all seemed so real, Ross. I really believed that what I was doing was a good thing.
That's because you were angry and upset because you'd lost Meg.
I've been in the papers, haven't I? Isn't it ironic? A senior news person in town is now the lowest scandal. I belong here, Rush. I deserve to be here. I want to be here.
And I'm telling you, that's nonsense. I know it, and everybody knows it, that you made a huge mistake. But that does not mean you can't move forward. And I want to help you do that. So please let me. Holly, it's time to find your way back.